Man. That's my pet peeve when you have like beautiful actresses and they do like a 3D render of them and they just like do like a glow down. And I'm like, but why? It's kind of an insult to the actress. What do you mean?
Another episode of The Last of Us to get through.
Oh my god!
And
Oh my god! Fuck her up, kid. Mwah. It's kissy time.
And I say it that way because that's exactly what this show is starting to feel like for me. Homework. Some mildly unpleasant tasks to be completed as quickly as possible, instead of a rollicking good piece of entertainment that I can't wait to experience week after week. And apparently, I'm not the only one to feel this way,
damn.
as the show's...
Oh damn, dude, it's the gooners. It's the women gooners, okay? They are like, oh no, Joel is dead. Oh no, I totally watched it for the zombies. Oh, that's crazy. But so anyways, I just have to rewatch Narcos for no apparent reason. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, dude, I know. The amount of like gooner bait video I see on TikTok about this man. I am not like, this guy could literally play in anything and women would flock to it. That's his charm. I have no idea why he became such a big sex appeal to everyone, but who am I to say no? I'm a 42-year-old woman then? Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Lost
Yeah, I'm sorry, I keep leaving the lads out. I'm sorry. I understand. The men also goon for Mr. Pedro.
almost 20% of its audience by episode 3, and its Rotten Tomatoes score has plummeted to just...
Damn. Dude, how was the first season? I actually have to... Wait. Rotten Tomato Last of Us Season 1. Let me see. Oh, so the season 1 was relatively well received. And now the season 2 is... it's fine. It's fine.
49%.
It's
officially
fine.
marking it as rotten for the first time.
It's fine.
Golly gee whiz, I wonder what could have possibly caused this.
God, I have seen new images of the reshoots of The Witcher. It's Thor's little brother's actor. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. He looks such a baby compared to Henry Cavill that I can't. Oh, he was so perfect. Bless your heart. He was perfect. There we go. Yeah, Liam Hemsworth. He's a baby. Me when I stubbed my toe into the side of the bed.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
You're right, a Scoob. There is no guarantee that her immunity would be passed down.
Yeah.
Wanna know what is guaranteed though? We'll never know because...
Well, I mean... Okay, hypothetically, they could just harvest her eggs, right? And just, like, create an embryo and put it into, like, someone else if she doesn't want to get pregnant. I really don't think that her liking girls is a big deal in this video. Like, if you're talking about science, bitches, okay, science can do science shit.
The thing is, almost everyone knew this was coming. Everyone who played the games knew that killing off Joel was going to put the show into a death spiral that it would struggle to pull out of, as the narrative devolved into a grimly sadistic misery simulator where every major character dies or ends up broken and alone. Everyone who watched season 1 could have told you that Bella...
It's such an unfortunate casting or styling. I don't know. Dude, if they would have gotten that girl from that... I don't want to talk shit about that Alien movie, but the latest one that came out and that I hate with burning passion for no reason at all. That girl was Ellie. They would have saved it. It's such an easy fucking choice. Like, I can't wrap my head around it that how can Hollywood not see what just us regular mortals see, you know?
Ramsey's Ellie wasn't going to be able to carry a show like this without Pedro Pascal there to support her. Everyone knew this was coming except for HBO, apparently. You know, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results. And if that's the case, then I think Neil Druckmann needs an intervention pronto because...
In technical terminology, he's a loon.
But from a writing point of view, I think it's actually worth explaining why killing off Joel was such a massive mistake, both in the games and in the show, because this ties into a much bigger issue about character relationships and the importance of having...
Okay, but like at this point, if they wouldn't have killed off Joel in the show, then they would have admitted that it was a mistake to kill Joel in the game, and these people have such big egos that they would never admit anything. So they literally can't. Like, they shot themselves in the foot before they even recorded the second season. They couldn't have, okay? I feel like that they would just like... They would be like, yeah, it was still an excellent decision. Yeah, remember that father-daughter dynamic that you loved? Yeah, fuck that shit. Now this is a revenge story. Good luck.
Balance and contrast in your stories. And the reality here is that without Joel, The Last of Us has no emotional heart anymore. See, the first game, and to some extent the first season of...
I wouldn't mind playing the first game. Maybe when we will have a lot of time, like during a subathon or something, then I will boot it up. I got this game when like it came out, and I played it a little, and then I realized that there are zombies in it, and they are making clicky noises, and I was a pussy. And I was like 2 hours, 3 hours in, and I was like, yeah, no, fuck that shit. I'm gonna have nightmares. And I closed it. I literally closed it, and I couldn't move on because it was like the in the darkness. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, never mind.
of The Last of Us, both successfully tapped into one of the most...
Not a pussy anymore. Oh, I'm a raging fucking pussy. Don't get me wrong. But now I have you guys here, and then when I scream, then you scream, and we can scream together. So it's nice.
Funny,
Yeah.
the next pandemic is definitely going to be a fungal infection, another byproduct of global warming.
What do you
You're
mean
welcome.
the next one? Is it like scheduled for something?
You gotta remember, it doesn't matter about the original story. Ellie strives to be a leader.
Okay, let me be. Bro, but what do you mean? Like, is it before or after GTA? I have to know.
We won't scream. We will laugh at you while you scream.
Yeah, surely. You Mr. Brave.
compelling and universal character dynamics in all of fiction. The bond
Like, look at her. She was so beautiful. Ah.
between a father and his daughter. Yeah, it was definitely an unconventional version of that relationship. Ellie wasn't really Joel's daughter, and they didn't even meet each other until she was an adolescent, but the all-important dynamic was still the same. Joel was the experienced protector and father figure, and Ellie was the young and vulnerable daughter that he had to guide, protect, and watch over. He was jaded, cynical, and pragmatic, hardened by a lifetime of tough choices and brutal survival, while she was idealistic and maybe a touch naive, eager to see the world without knowing much about how dangerous it could really be out there. Obviously, she was no match for him physically because he was a grown man and she was a little girl, and if anything, she's actually a burden on him at first. She doesn't know much about hunting or survival, she makes a lot of mistakes that almost get them both killed, and despite all her bullshit and bravado, she's actually pretty scared and intimidated by the world around her. It made for a great contrast, allowing them to spark off each other, provoke and challenge each other.
Oh, now it makes me want to play the game. The first one must have been so good. Didn't it become even Game of the Year at some point? It was everywhere. I was just such a pushy.
And grow and develop in interesting ways. Because of Joel, Ellie gradually learns how to look after herself, how to survive in a harsh and unforgiving world, to the point where she even...
Wait, oh my god, is it from this game when there is this scene when they are in the snow and like the bunny gets like shot and the streamer is reacting? This is the cutest thing. It's just... and she just like, oh my god, I remember that clip. Oh, I just realized that it was from this.
has
Oh
to
man.
step up and become a protector for him when he's badly wounded. And because of Ellie, Joel's demeanour slowly softens as he
Aww.
warms to her and starts to see her as
classic.
more than just a package that has to be delivered to a destination. He begins to see her as someone he genuinely cares about, a surrogate for the daughter that he lost 20 years earlier. Joel brings out Ellie's inner strength, while Ellie brings out Joel's humanity. In a neat piece of narrative give and take, they each fill gaps in the other's life. The show mostly managed to replicate this dynamic in season 1 despite its best efforts, and the reason I say that is that you can tell they did everything in their power to toughen Ellie up and break Joel down, bending the dynamic.
Dude, in season 1, she did have a little bit of a bangs. What happened?
It's an apocalypse coup. There
Yeah.
are more valuable shit to focus on.
Yeah?
Like surviving.
No.
I couldn't care less who she likes. The fact she will have no offspring makes her no different than any other go-getter woman trying to lead. What makes her a unique character as a protagonist?
I don't know, man. What makes anyone unique? I don't think much. I don't know. The charisma, the insane riz, the way she skibbidies all around the tunnels, avoiding the clickers. I don't know, man. Yeah, she's a beautiful egg. She's like, it's life is all about egg, okay? It's like my dream to become an egg. Detroit become egg.
The dynamic as
The
far as they
sequel.
could possibly go without breaking it. The Ellie in the show was much more confident, assertive and capable right from the start, easily taking control of conversations and disagreements, rarely showing any fear of Joel or the world around them, frequently disobeying his instructions and mouthing off at him as if a 50-year-old man with a gun that she barely knows is the kind of guy you'd want to risk pissing off. TV Joel, on the other hand, is much less decisive, capable and stoic than his game.
Well, you know, you have to understand that men are not allowed to be competent in media anymore, okay? I'm sorry, but that's only us women can be, okay? I'm sorry, you guys had enough? Now it's our turn, okay? You cannot be muscular, you cannot be competent, you cannot be smart, that's all me. You can be scared, you can be timid, you can be shy, that's all you. I am egg, you are a vegan bacon, that's what you are.
Counterpart, even at the beginning of their journey together. He suffers from
Yes.
panic attacks, he's starting to struggle physically and often sees
Okay, to be fair, if I would be in a zombie apocalypse, I would fucking have panic attacks too. Like, I can't fault the man for that. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, I think I would have had a heart attack at the ripe old age of like 14 if I would have been born into that place.
seems to be at a loss for what to do next. He frequently gets flustered and outmaneuvered in conversations with Ellie.
Highest cheese cafe.
Yeah, the vegan bacon is a step too far. I'm sorry, I said what I said.
And he even defers to her when it comes to making decisions, as if a 12-year-old girl who's never been outside the walls of her hometown is the kind of person you should listen to in a life or death situation.
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
The subtext here is that TV show Ellie has a lot less to learn from Joel than her game counterpart, that she needs him less. There's less of a contrast between them, so the father-daughter dynamic is weakened considerably. It's not destroyed completely, but it's far inferior to...
I looked at that animal and I was like, ah, an elephant. And I was like, wait a second. Nice.
destroyed completely, but it's far inferior to the game. And that's not even taking into account all the shameless political pandering the show indulges in.
Communism.
Communism! Let's go! I have my elephant, I have my communism. Why do people say that this show sucks? I don't understand.
Nah, it ain't like that.
It is that, literally. This is the commune. We're communists.
Is that
This
how
place
it is?
actually fucking works.
You see, kids, if everyone just pulls together and does their part, communism really can work for all of us.
Hooray! Is this... Wait, do Americans want to go back to communism now? Is that the meta over there? Oh boy. Oh boy.
To find out more about how you can get involved, contact your local political commissar now.
What do you mean
Still,
back?
it was enough to keep audiences happy with season 1 of the show. That, however, is gone now. Joel's dead, and instead Ellie is left with Dina to play off of. And well, that's a whole different dynamic that's considerably less interesting. Why? Because there's no contrast between these two characters.
Look at my proud egg. She's the most shiniest, beautifulest boiled egg. She's glorious. I just... Yeah, yeah, she's a happy egg. What do you mean she just got laid? I mean, she is very cute, dude. Like, I am torn on this because she does look like an egg, but like in a cute way. Is it like a compliment? Like you look like a beautiful, freshly. Actually, I think in Korea that's a compliment. They say that if you're a freshly boiled egg, then you have beautiful skin. It is cute.
They're about the same age,
it's
the
true.
same gender, and roughly the same level of experience and competence. Even their personalities are broadly similar. Yeah, Ellie's a bit more serious and focused, and Dina's a bit more outgoing and playful, but there's really not that much of a difference between them. Joel and Ellie's relationship wasn't just a broken man and a frightened girl trying to find a way to connect with each other. It was a clash of different generations and worldviews. Joel, who still remembered the old world before the collapse, and Ellie, who was born into the new world but still has to experience it. Joel's maturity and experience versus Ellie's youthful passion and curiosity. Ellie and Dina don't have any of that because they're so similar, it's more like watching a person
Is Dina like the girlfriend, the new girlfriend?
talking to themselves. Their scenes come across as flat, dull, and tedious, and not just because the actors don't have much chemistry together. Neither of them has anything particularly interesting or insightful to say. They don't offer contrasting opinions drawn from different life experiences. They don't even have different physical capabilities that might offer some kind of contrast in how they approach situations. They're just two asshole teenagers meandering through the world,
Okay, but everyone knows that teenagers are assholes.
swapping shitty jokes and
It is
speculating
alright.
about stuff that they don't really understand. And how can I put this? Teenagers aren't exactly the most interesting people you'll ever meet, and for obvious reasons.
My beautiful egg.
They haven't seen and done enough to mold them
She's actually the most beautiful egg I have ever seen. I'm not kidding.
into interesting people
cute.
yet. They're more like houses that have just been moved into. Yeah, the potential is there, but there's none of the interesting decoration or personality that builds up over time. In fact, when you think about it, the three main characters in this show now are all pretty similar. They're the same gender, roughly the same age range, the same size and build, and the same level of experience.
Oh no, it's going to be girl boss apocalypse. Oh my god, they are just all going to kick each other in the cunt. And that's going to be like the end fight. And the clickers are going to like sit and wait in the background. It's like, yeah, no, you have to let them fight it out. Yeah.
Again, there's no real contrast between them, and so there's less to get interested and invested in.
True.
It also means that this show is badly missing gravitas. Like it or not, there's a certain kind of authority and charisma and command that only older men possess. Young
Excuse me. Jesus Christ. On a stick. What was that?
guys don't have it and women don't have
shit.
it, and when you erase it from a narrative, you'll lose that sense of believability and gravity that a show like The Last of Us is desperately striving for. It doesn't have it now, and you won't find it with characters like Ellie, Abby, and Dina. All of this is my long-winded
Girl
way
boss
of
duel would be more interesting than girl bosses working together with friendship.
You think so? Maybe.
saying that killing off Joel was a huge mistake in the games, and it's likely to be just as damaging to the TV show.
Oh my god, dude, she just like stabbed him with the where did the top of the head go? Or did she just like stab the entire stubby part into his neck? My goodness.
Not only was it a shitty way to kill off such a popular character, but his death leaves behind a narrative hole that nobody else is capable of filling. They really did try the same thing as before, and surprise surprise, they got the same fucking result. And they really have no one to blame but themselves. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
I saw the memes that like she's dead now. Like not dead, but like dead. Like as in like she's daddy. Because I think the girlfriend is like pregnant or something, and she's daddy. That's what she is. Yep. Submissive and breedable, absolutely, but also daddy.